Hello, and welcome to your Biological Science Combined course. This is Professor Febres, and this video is intended to help you navigate this um, online course or this website for the online course. The first thing you need to do is access your syllabus. Um, there are two ways to access the syllabus. This is one of them. That's the other one. When you click on your syllabus, it will automatically open. I apologize, email connection is going a little bit slow in here today. But when you gain access to your syllabus, if you scroll all the way down, and this is important because this is your schedule for what you're going to be doing on an everyday basis. It is actually divided by date, what you are supposed to be doing. For example, from today to February 16, you have the time to email me with the acknowledgement of having reviewed the whole syllabus. But also you need to be looking at chapter 1, sections 1.1 to 1.9. From February 13 to February 16, you have that's your window to access quiz number 1 and complete it and submit it. Also, if you scroll down at the end of the syllabus, you have important dates, reminders. For before February 19, you need to email me back with the acknowledgement, withdrawal deadline. All virtual labs need to be completed by April 20th, and the final essay submission, which is the final assessment for this course, is due on April 24th. Um, let's go over some important information. This is my email address. Best way to contact me. I usually reply emails within 24 hours. Sometimes it may take 48 hours depending on the load of emails I have to answer, but it should not be more than 48 hours. Information about the course, very important. These two are required for this course. This is the text, which you can access through Launchpad. Um, and very important, this is actually the lab or the portion of this course that access or has access to the lab. We're going to be doing virtual labs. And so this is actually required. This is called late night labs. And so both of these access codes you can purchase at the bookstore. There are two different access codes, one for Launchpad, the other one for the Late Night Labs platform. Once you get the access code for the Late Night Lab platforms, this is the section code that you need to enter in order to gain access to the virtual labs for this course. If you scroll down, this course, your grade is going to be made out of 4 exams, final essay, 7 quizzes, and then 10 lab reports or completion of 10 of the labs. And this is actually how your grade is broken down. Let me talk to you about how you should be completing your assessment. So every week, actually, this is a short 10-week course. So every week by Saturday, you must have completed 2 assessments, whether it is 2 quizzes or a quiz and an exam. So pretty much you have about 3 days to complete each one of these assessments. Good news is that once you click, if you guys go, I'm going to give you an example. If you guys go to your modules, this is how this course is organized. And on the first module here, there's like a lot of information about the course and resources that are available for you. But for week 1, today, February 11, we start over here. So there is the discussion introduction, which I asked you to do before February 16. This is a reminder for the email to the syllabus acknowledgement. And And so when you go to week one, the second part of week one, February 13th, uh, you have here the first assessment, which is the first quiz. You can click on it. Now, for quizzes, you can actually um, go to your quiz from when it becomes available. You can click on it. You can actually print it if you want to, so that you can work on it at your own pace as long as you go back and enter the answers and submit it before the due date and time. For example, the due date for this quiz would be February 16, and it needs to be submitted before 11:59 p.m. So you can actually print the quiz and work on the answers with your ebook, and then go back, enter the answers, and as long as you submit it before February 16, 11:59 p.m., you should be good to go. The one thing that you cannot do within that period is submit it without the answer, because then it will just automatically grade and you will get a score of a 0. So as long as you open it, print it, don't submit it until you finish working out the questions. And then once you enter the questions, you submit it, you should be okay. The exams are a little bit different. You guys go here, and I think your first exam will be on week two, the first part of week two, which is right here, exam number one. The exams, you have the same available period of 3 days to work on them. But if you notice in there, it says you have 2 hours to complete this exam from the time you open it. So for exams, what I recommend you do is you study like if you were to study for an face-to-face class exams, because once you click that exam open, the timer will begin and you have 120 minutes or 2 hours to go over all 50 questions. There are 50 questions for each exam. That's not true for quizzes, but for exams, it is true. So you have the 3 days of the available period, which is 3 days to complete it. But once you open it, it needs to be completed within 2 hours. Otherwise, it will submit itself within those 2 hours, and whatever you did not finish, it will actually be graded as a 0. You will get a score of a 0 for any questions you may have not answered. So be aware of that. The other part or important component of this course is the labs. The labs are set up on a different platform. They're not on Canvas. They are on the Late Night Lab platforms. And so if you guys go here, you click on it. And so this will take you to that platform. Okay. It usually opens in a new tab. Once you gain, and this is my login information, but once you get access to your uh, or you get your access code, it'll ask you to input your access code and create or register for an account, and it'll give you access to the labs. These virtual labs, I'm going to warn you, some of them are time consuming, and so you need to plan accordingly, especially for this course in which you have to complete a lab within 3 days. For the first lab, the introductory lab, I am giving you a total amount of a week so that you can get acquainted. Also, usually there's some issues with getting the access code and registering, so I am allowing time for those issues to take place. But once you register, keep in mind these labs need to be completed with a 3 day period, and some of them are time consuming. Um, and from time to time, you will probably won't be able to finish it by the due date and time. For labs, it's a little bit different. The deadline or the due dates are suggested due dates. If you don't complete it by that date, it will still be available. But I am going to warn you that if you do not follow that schedule, usually they pile up, and so they're really hard to get through because, like I said, Each one of them are time consuming, but um, make sure that you guys plan accordingly. Other than that, I think this is it for this course. If you guys plan accordingly, make sure that you stay on top of things. Remember, this is a 10-week course, so there is more work, or the workload is more for every week. Like I said, make sure you understand that by the end of every Saturday, you need to have completed two assessments and two labs. The way it works, you have from Sunday through Wednesday. That's the first part of the week, and so you had to submit your first assessment by Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. And so the second part of the week will be from that Wednesday to Saturday, and then by Saturday you will have to submit that assessment by 11:59 p.m. Same thing with the labs. And stay on top of your discussion forums. Remember, they are a component or part of your grade for this course. So I hope this video helps. Like I mentioned at the beginning, if you have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to email me. I get back to you. Welcome to your Biological Sciences Combined course. I hope you have fun. And most important of it all is that you learn biology. Thank you and have a good week.